Hi, welcome to our In the Blue Facebook Live broadcast. I am Tosh Swain, Project Manager here for BlueIQ, and today's episode is all about goal tracking. If you're not familiar with goal tracking, then you're in for a treat, so please stay tuned. I'm going to show you why you need goal tracking if you're a manager and why you need goal tracking if you're an employee. So let me go ahead and get this presentation pulled up for you. I'm usually the person behind the scenes, but I'm filling in for Corey today, so I will be a one-man band. As soon as this presentation is up, I have some amazing slides to go through with you about goal tracking. We'll talk about how to set it up and the purpose of goal tracking so that you can engage your team in achievement. So if you're not familiar with us, we are very passionate about goal tracking here at BlueIQ. We just put out a blog a couple weeks ago, and I will share that link with you in this video, so you can go check that out. But we also have something really fun and exciting coming in the next couple of weeks. We will be debuting our software's new metric cards or charts, which ultimately are designed to give teams goal tracking capabilities so you guys can hunt down your goals like a lion and its prey. And that's really what this episode is all about today, is showing you the purpose of goal tracking and how it helps you know where you are, where you should be, and where you're going so you can sink your teeth into that target. Okay, so let's talk about goal tracking, shall we? Goal tracking has a significant purpose in any business because every business has objectives that they're trying to meet on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or even yearly basis. There's no difference between you and some, big wig company out there. Everybody has goals that they're trying to hit in order to achieve their vision, and that's where goal tracking really comes in. But if you were just about to type in the comments, goal tracking is for micromanagers, exclamation, exclamation, let me stop you right there, and I'll explain why. But before, thank you so much for the segue into the misconception about goal tracking. And the common misconception is this. People think that goal tracking or performance tracking is micromanaging. Managers feel like they don't want to implement it because they don't want to micromanage their team. And team members feel like they don't want to implement tracking because then that means that they're not doing their job, that they're going to be micromanaged. But that's the misconception that I want to shatter today, because goal tracking, performance tracking, it's not micromanaging. In fact, you're actually giving up control. From a manager standpoint, you are releasing control to the employee. You are assigning accountability, setting clear expectations, and assigning ownership. And then from a team member's perspective, goals are very, very, very significant. I'll give you an example in a second, but goals play a very big purpose in the workplace, and goals play a huge purpose in your personal life as well. Goals provide direction, they give you purpose, they help motivate you to achieve, and that's what this episode is all about, is motivating our teams to engage in achievement. So managers, they need goal tracking because it sets clear expectations, it provides purpose and direction, and it allows you guys to achieve your performance potential, because without goal tracking, you're wasting at least 30% of your potential. Check out our blog that covers that in there. But it also provides a huge sense of purpose. When I interviewed a couple office managers this year, there was one that really stuck out to me because she loves goals and she doesn't work at BlueIQ. But I asked her, what advice would you give a brand new office manager? And she said, set goals. Verbatim, she actually said, set goals because whether your manager wants you to or you're doing it for yourself, it's just to keep you motivated. It's competition against yourself, and it gives you a reason to do what you do day in and day out. And that's the cool thing about goal tracking, is it allows employees to know where they're going, what they should be doing, what they should be prioritizing, what they're responsible for, and how they contribute to the team achieving the company objectives. But before you can actually start tracking a goal, you have to set a goal. So in order to engage your team in achievement, you have to start setting SMART goals with your team members. And we learned how to set SMART goals in grade school with the acronym SMART. S, specific, M, measurable, A, attainable, R, relevant, and T, time-based. Now, of course, there's different variations on the letter meanings, but regardless, they all have the same goal, which is to provide criteria so that you can focus your efforts, clarify your objective, use your resources and time productively, and of course, so you can increase your chances of achieving that goal. So make sure that you set goals with your team members that align with business objectives, because if they don't, then it's not a SMART goal because it's not relevant. So in order to set a SMART goal, make sure that you meet these criteria. Work with your team member to set specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based goals. The team member should be involved, so should the team leader, and of course you should also have data working in your favor. The team member needs to be involved because it's their goal. If you want them to take ownership of it, you need to make sure that they're involved in the goal setting process. Plus, you need their help to make sure that it is attainable and relevant. And then, of course, the team leader needs to be there because the team leader is responsible for making sure that the goal is specific, it is measurable, it is time-based, and it's aligned to company objectives. And data has a very significant role in setting goals because you can look at your historical data, maybe the last 90-day trends, the last 90-day trend, or the last 30 days to see where current operating performance is. And then you can work to set the goal just slightly above that. But there's another way that you can go about setting goals, which is what I would actually recommend. And it's starting with your KPIs and working backwards to figure out what your upstream metrics should be. And that's a lot of jargon, and I'm not going to go into all of that today because it's a lot to cover. So instead, I'm just going to turn you over to our goal tracking blog, which has our resource video in it, how to become fluent in the language of your business. I highly recommend watching this video because it does cover what KPIs are, what upstream metrics are, what production range metrics are, what goal-based metrics are, and how to work backwards from your KPIs to your upstream metrics to make sure that your employees are setting goals that are driving your KPIs, which in turn enable you to reach your business objectives. So again, I'll drop the link to this blog in the comments. Make sure to check it out. Make sure to watch this video. It'll help you set the goals that you need. But again, the whole idea is setting SMART goals so that you can better accomplish what you're seeking to do. Step 2, in order to engage your team in achievement, you need to measure progress towards those goals. And this is what we call goal tracking. Goal tracking is all about letting you know where you are relevant to where you need to be so that you have more control over getting there. And of course, with goal tracking, you could do it the old-fashioned way. Everyone still does. You could plug it into an Excel sheet. You could return a report in morning huddles. You could post it on the whiteboard in the team room. But any of these options do not allow your team real-time performance tracking. They don't allow your team to see, oh, this is where I am, and this is where I should be. And this is what I'm aiming for. If you're doing it the old-fashioned way, you're being reactive instead of proactive. And that's what's so cool about goal tracking is it enables you to be proactive. So you can act and intervene before the timeline is finished, before you should have hit your goal. So instead of, we didn't hit our goal this week, let's try doing this next week to make sure we hit our goal. Instead, you're like, hey, it's Wednesday and I'm supposed to have, 20 more appointments scheduled and I don't. What am I going to do in order to hit my goal at the end of the week? That's what goal tracking is all about. And that's what the power of goal tracking is being able to intervene, to take action so that you can achieve your goal instead of looking back at it and saying, all right, next week, let's try this again. And that's really it for goal tracking. It's short and sweet. Hopefully you like this video and you can share it with your teams so they understand really the reason why you are implementing some type of performance measurement or a tracking system, because it's not about gaining control. It's about releasing control. You are giving the control to your employees so that they are in charge and have the power to hit those marks. Goals have significant importance in your personal life as well as your workplace. So if you are not setting goals with your teams, that's something that you definitely need to start doing today, especially if you have objectives that you want to meet. And at the end of the day, if your business objectives are important to you, then helping your team set goals and track their progress towards those goals should be important to you too. So follow the steps outlined in this episode today, and you'll give your team a secret weapon your competitors should fear. So again, how to engage your team in achievement. Step 1, set goals. Step 2, track goals. It's as simple as that. And as always, if you like this video, please share it and make sure to follow us on Facebook so that you can watch our other Facebook Live broadcasts every Friday at 9 Pacific, 12 Eastern. Thanks again, and I hope you guys have a phenomenal Friday. Thank you so much for joining us on In the Blue.